You have a habit of leaving people to die, don't you? You get used to it.
Hello and welcome back to Question of the Week. In the last episode, I asked you for party stories all regarding funny things, awkward things, awesome things, anything involving some sort of party, and you all delivered. So it is now time to follow up on that, and I'll share a couple stories of my own at the end. But the question of the week for a future episode is going to be, what are some of your pet peeves? Leave me some of your pet peeves in the comments, and I might feature them the next episode. With that out of the way, let's get rolling. Been thinking for a while, but I can't really think of any. But I will say, once during a Quiplash party, the joke of a band being called Cthulhu and the Boys came out. I don't exactly remember the context, just the fact that it exists. Well, I'm sure that is not at all a terrifying, horrible thing. That doesn't leave a horrendous implant in the eyes and ears of mortals who can't even comprehend, what's being performed. And if this counts, I still recall once during a New Year's voice chat that Ashton, because everybody on this channel definitely knows who that is, was playing modded Beam NG, all while teasing me about lobsters. Was common at the time. Are you saying that you were being teased about whether or not you control the speed at which lobsters die?
I do not control the speed at which lobsters die.
He had a car going like 1,000+ miles per hour and slammed it into walls and whatever else repeatedly. Like, occasionally the car would just break and get crushed into pieces the size of a sandwich.
Is that a new motorcycle?
Yeah, it's just borrowed. My car got banged up a little.
Ugh. That is quite the visual. When I was close to graduating high school, I held a LAN party for my best friend at the time. This took weeks of planning because something was attacking my eye. What is in my eye? This took weeks of planning because I had to get equipment and set up tables for everyone. For those who don't know, back in the dark ages of the young internet, there was very little online multiplayer. This meant bringing your actual computer to someone's house, setting it up, and connecting it to other computers. And then you could play games together. This was before gaming laptops were relatively affordable. I mean, that's really not even that ancient of a concept, really. My high school had LAN parties. I don't feel like that's that old. We had party games with prizes and a mascot. Oh! Mascot. Was it Door to Darkness, Mickey?
Say, fellas, did somebody mention the Door to Darkness?
It was the event of the century for younger me. I remember specifically that we were all playing Diablo 2, and somewhere at midnight I started to get tired. One of the snacks for the party was energy gum. One little tube of it would equal a cup of coffee. That reminds me of that. that reminds me of that scene from Meet the Robinsons.
I haven't slept in 8 days! Well then, can I get you a cot or something? No, I've got the caffeine patch! It's my invention. Each patch is the equivalent of 12 cups of coffee. You can stay awake for days with no side effects. Sorry.
Either the label was incorrect, or I was so tired that I chewed a whole package of it in a single evening. That does not sound healthy. At LAN parties, there's no sleeping. So either I got the best cardio or I rolled a natural 20 and managed not to have a heart attack. I'm gonna roll on my physical die here to see whether or not you have a heart attack next time we play D&D. I got an 11. I remember being in a cave in Act 2 of the game. My buddy, not my bunny, was a werebear who was miles ahead of the group. I can vividly remember just staring at my computer screen as the party went through a cave and feeling out of my body. I was asleep and awake at the same time. I mean, I had a joke and then I lost it. This was either halfway or all the way through the package of energy gum. I also had an energy drink earlier in the night too. You absolutely should have had a heart attack from all that. This was also the party that helped me discover my favorite band. There was this website called Project Playlist. Think of it as the Spotify of the day. I used the playlists on there to discover so many artists I love now. Did anybody else ever use Groove Shark back in the day? The strangest part is that when my buddy's dad arrived, the entire network just dropped. And we had to end the game there. Oh no! Oh man, I feel the pain of that. We had just gotten through 3/4 of the game at that point too. Man, that sucks.
Alright, I've hacked into their power grid. What do you want me to do? Okay, shutting down the power now.
I'm not a party, but I'm not a party, yes. I'm not a party guy, but I have an interesting story for when I was absent too. New Year's Eve, 2015, my sister found out just a few weeks prior that her boyfriend had cheated on her and she was partying out. Ugh, that's not a good thing to find out. Well, it is a good thing to find out, but it's not. Moving on, she bumped into her boyfriend again. She drank excessively to the point that she was taken to the hospital. Ooh. Ironically, she was taken there by the This one's too depressing. This one's too depressing. Making sure she was safe and our parents were informed. I was sleeping like a baby with my phone on Do Not Disturb while this was all going down. And didn't find out till the next day. If you're wondering where sister ended up taking the guy back because of this act of kindness, but thankfully dumped him after a few months for being overly clingy. Oh, that one's bad.
Scarlet. Not sure I deserve that. Giselle.
Who was she?
What? I may have deserved that.
I didn't go to a lot of parties, but one that stands out to me is a friend's birthday party I went to in 1st or 2nd grade. He was a big Star Wars fan, and At one point, a guy in Jedi robes showed up saying he was a real Jedi and did all these Jedi training exercises. In hindsight, my parents probably just paid the guy to dress as a Jedi for the party, but at the time, I actually believed that he was a real Jedi, and I thought it was the coolest party ever. Well, I'll bet that definitely sounds like it would be fun. I actually had a Revenge of the Sith themed birthday party when I was like 5 or 6, maybe 7. I don't remember specifically, but it was a very Star Wars oriented birthday party with a bunch of Revenge of the Sith themed decorations.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. You underestimate my power. Don't try it. High ground. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. High ground. I hate you. You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you. High ground.
When we had that party, it was being held at an arcade, and we got to play laser tag. So that was pretty fun. I didn't have the I didn't get to experience Han Solo charging down the hallway only to be swarmed with just a million guys moment, but you know, it was fun. Loved the video. It was really fun to watch. Thank you, Wiki. I'm not sure if this counts as a party, but we were celebrating something interesting, so close enough. So back when I was a little kid, my mom, sister, and I were celebrating Halloween. We were all dressed up and ready for trick-or-treating for the night. Ooh, a Halloween party is fun. We were so excited to get some candy and have some fun times together, but when we went out for each house to house, nobody was there. Everything was dark. No one opens up for candy. So we were wandering around the town, and everything was eerily quiet, and there was not a single person out for trick-or-treating. Let me guess. I'm gonna guess that you guys were a day early. I'm just gonna predict that. We were scared, so we decided to call it a night and head home. Suddenly a thunderstorm came out of nowhere, and it started pouring rain and thunder like crazy. We were screaming and running home, but then we tripped and fell down with our costumes broken. Oh no! Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, well, my guess was wrong, but well, hey, you just gotta rebrand it in your brain, right? You know, because all the time the cliche is, it was a dark and stormy night, and then the shenanigans happen, and you get attacked by the ghosty goo, or the monster of the story. You endure the humiliation of getting photos taken by ghosts trying to impress another ghost, and then you get to beat those ghosts up as the werehog. So just gotta rebrand it in your brain. In the end, we ended up at home, wet and miserable. My brother was at home, and he looked at us and said, "I'm glad I didn't go with you guys." Oh man, that's just mean. That's just mean. That actually reminds me of, I used to always go into town to spend my Halloweens at a friend's house, and they would always host this really big Halloween party with a bunch of different people, and we'd go out around his neighborhood in groups. And there was one time when I was actually supposed to sleep over because Halloween was on either Friday or Saturday. And unfortunately, I got sick and didn't get to do that. So that stunk. Time for you to peer into my mind to witness my past, or at least learn of it, because that's how storytelling works. It's an invasion of brains. So there was one time where I was in a wider group of people who all went to have a party at like this trampoline place. It was just like this big professional, trampoline party place. And I had a lot of fun, just bouncing around on the different material and whatnot, but I eventually ended up jumping into this like foam pit, and the guy that was chaperoning the event decided, while I was essentially stuck in the foam pit because I was struggling and trying to get out, but I couldn't move very efficiently. He decided, while I was still in it and like visibly struggling, he was gonna do like a cannonball into the foam pit, and he landed on my leg. It didn't break, but that really hurt. Because he was like this really tall dude, and he just did a massive full-on plunge into the foam pit and landed on my leg. I'm surprised it didn't break, honestly. The other story was about it was some sort of summer party. It wasn't 4th of July, but what had happened was just the previous day, I had just bought myself like a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper, and I had stuck most of the cans in the fridge, as I like to have cold drinks, but I don't really like ice, and I don't find it very efficient anyway. So I had just refrigerated, maybe like 6 or so of the cans, and like the day of the party, or like shortly after I had put all of my soda in the fridge, somebody else decided to put a bunch of beer cans into that same fridge right next to all of my soda. And the other thing is too, the cans themselves were similarly colored to the Dr. Pepper cans. They were almost the exact same shade, and it wasn't like some significant brand name. It was just like a generic beer or whatever. And I figured I wasn't really participating in the party itself. I was just kind of minding my own business. And I had come downstairs, and I went to grab myself one of my sodas, but I wanted to be quick about it because I didn't want to grab something that wasn't being served to the rest of the guests, just because I didn't want to be rude like that. And so I just wanted to go in, grab my soda, and then go back up to my room. And when I did that, I was so fast, I didn't look close enough at what can I grabbed. And I grabbed a beer can, and I took it up to my room, and I drank, like, a sip of it. I recognized immediately that it wasn't Dr. Pepper. And when I looked at the can, you know, I didn't recognize any obvious brand, and there wasn't even any obvious tell that it was alcohol. And so I assumed that it was sparkling water, because my parents tended to get a lot of that. And I ended up, thinking, well, you know what? I already opened it and I already had a sip, and I don't want to just waste it and just pour it out or whatever. So I figured, well, might as well commit. And then I drank maybe half of the can, and I like chugged it just to get it over with. And boy, was that a mistake. I felt it hit after I did that, and I was like, something's not right. And I checked it again, and in the tiniest itty bitty writing ever, it said that there was just little tiny writing saying alcoholic, and I was like, oh. And after chugging, I want to say like maybe half the can, I started to feel the effects. That probably doesn't bode well for my tolerance, but at that point I was like, nope, screw this. I dumped it out, threw the can away, and I just had a headache for the rest of the day. I just went and I laid down and just had to rest for the rest of the afternoon. And I told people about that, and just everybody was laughing at me. Yeah, that happened. Thank you all so much for submitting your stories. This was entertaining to do yet again. Reminder, recording, or the question for a future episode is, what are some of your pet peeves? And we will follow that up soon. Bye-bye.
Could I interest you in everything all of the time? A little bit of everything all of the time. Apathy's a tragedy and boredom is a crime. Anything and everything and anything and everything and anything and everything and all of the time.
Goodbye.